Sophie Lancaster, a 20-year-old gap-year student, was viciously attacked by a teenage gang alongside her boyfriend Robert Maltby, 21, in Stockport Park in Bacup, Lancashire. On the night of the attack, Sophie Lancaster and Robert Maltby had been at friend Jonathan Smethurst's house. The couple left to walk across town to the flat they'd just begun renting. They stopped at a petrol station to buy some cigarettes. Drifting into Stockport Park, the couple began talking to a group of youths at the skate area. The five teenagers, Brendan Harris, 15, Ryan Herbert, 16, Joseph Hume, 17, his brother Danny, 16, and Daniel Mallet, 17, were thought to have been members of a gang called the Bacup Terror Group. According to 4 teenage witnesses, someone shouted, "Let's bang him," and Harris landed a flying kick on Robert's head, later admitting to starting the attack because he was drunk and showing off. The other gang members joined Harris in the assault on Robert by kicking and stamping on him as they beat him unconscious. When Sophie cradled Robert in her arms, pleading for mercy, they ignored her, instead attacking viciously, Harris delivering a flying kick to her head, Herbert kicking her in the face. The pair mercilessly rained blows down on her head until she fell into a coma. The gang left the couple for dead. When the couple were found by paramedics, they were covered in blood, their injuries so severe that the paramedics were unable to tell what sexes the couple were. A clear footwear pattern was visible on Sophie's head. The 999 call from a distressed witness shows a desperate plea for the ambulance to reach the couple and for the operator to stay on the phone.
I can see the ambulance, please, right here. I can't see where it's going.
It will do, don't worry. Calm down for me.
It's coming, please, stay on the phone, isn't it?
I'm not going anywhere, but I need you to calm down. I need you to be able to tell the paramedics if it's anything, you can tell them, but you stay calm.
I mean, I actually think it was awful that, you know, the 5 teenagers that beat up her boyfriend, and when she actually when she stepped in to try and stop them, that she was attacked by 2 members of the group. I think what these attackers actually did to these 2 young people, just because of the way that they were, you know, they looked different, was horrific.
The gravestone was installed a year after Sophie's death, with her family discussing the words to best sum her up. They decided on a line from a song by one of her favourite groups, Rasputina, like smarter, daintier and better dressed. The 5 attackers, Brendan Harris, Ryan Herbert, Joseph Hume, Danny Hume and Daniel Mallet, were all originally charged with the murder of Sophie Lancaster and for grievous bodily harm on Robert Maltby. Harris pleaded guilty to GBH on Robert but denied murder. Herbert pleaded guilty to the murder of Sophie and to GBH on Robert. The Hume brothers and Mallet also pleaded guilty to grievous bodily harm with intent on Robert. The court decided to not offer evidence relating to Sophie's murder, so for those 3, the murder charge was effectively dropped. Harris was found guilty at trial for the murder of Sophie Lancaster, a life sentence with a minimum of 18 years. Herbert was jailed for life with a minimum of 16. The Humes and Mallet were sentenced for GBH and Robert Maltby, ranging from 4 to 6 years. Following the trial verdict, Robert, who has no recollection of the attack and didn't appear in court, still suffered from long-term physical and emotional damage after the merciless attack. He said he had lost his entire will.
I wish he'd left me to die, if I'm to be honest.
Sylvia Lancaster said she was uncertain she could continue her job as a youth worker. Following the murder of Sophie Lancaster, the Sophie Lancaster Foundation was established and it became a registered charity in 2009. The aims and objectives of the foundation are to create a lasting legacy to Sophie, provide educational group works that will challenge the prejudice and intolerance towards people from alternative subcultures, campaigned to have the UK hate crime legislation extended to include people from alternative subcultures or lifestyle and dress.
I think it's horrific that we even need a charity for something in this case, because it shouldn't have took place in it anyway.
The foundation has a partnership with Lancaster and Propaganda, whose profile in the beauty and business world carried the charity's work into new areas. Their creation of Dark Angel, a powerful animation commemorating Sophie's 23rd birthday, was premiered in Manchester City Centre and on MTV. Other partners include the Anne Frank UK Trust, who include the attack on Sophie and Robert in their touring exhibition. The Sophie Lancaster Foundation works closely with various musicians of all genres. Never Take Us Down, a single by Beholder, was released December the 9th, 2008, with all the proceeds going to the charity. The Bloodstock Festival 2009 renamed the stage the Sophie Lancaster Stage. Many bands, in particular Goldblade, The Damned, The King Blues and The Levellers, have invited the foundation to speak from the stages of their gigs and sold Sophie wristbands alongside the band's own merchandise. Individual artists such as Attila the Stockbroker and Alan Parry have performed to support the work of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. Others wear the wristband as support: The Saturdays, Boy George, Gary Newman and his band, and Courtney Love, who got to know the campaign through Lancaster.